Hi students, this video is about the importance of including stories in your essay 3. At this point in the process of writing your research paper, a lot of students often get really stressed out about how they're going to have enough to say to fill up 5 to 8 or 6 to 8 pages. And one really good way to do that is with really good detail. So, for example, if you're writing about the cognitive advantages that bilingual children may have, you might give a lot of details about how researchers found that out. How did they do their study? What age children did they study? What did they notice? What specific skills did they notice bilingual children have that monolingual children didn't? So the more details you can give about the research and the findings, and theories about what the research means, all of that is going to make your essay stronger and it's going to help you have enough to say. Another really important kind of detail to include is stories. So when we talk about research papers, we often think in terms of data and statistics and facts. And of course, all of those things are kind of the backbone of your research paper, and you need to have good information and good statistics and good facts. However, you also, in order to keep your essay interesting and to bring the topic alive, for your reader, you also need to include some stories. And those may very well be stories from your primary source. They may be stories from your personal experience. They could be stories from any of your sources. So, for example, if you're writing about the hijab and the ways women who wear the hijab may be targeted for discrimination, you want to look in your sources for a story about a woman who realized she was being discriminated against because she was wearing her hijab. Maybe she interviewed for 15 jobs wearing her hijab and never got a job offer. And then she stopped wearing her hijab to job interviews, and suddenly she got a job, or whatever. Whatever the stories you're finding in your research, you want to share those to help sort of bring the topic alive and make it help us see what it's like on a day-to-day basis to face that kind of discrimination. Or you might share a story from, watching your 2-year-old or 4-year-old nephew come home from school and tell his, Korean aunt a story in Korean, and then rush over to his, maybe, father who was born here and tell the same story in English. That's showing code switching, but it also might be a way to show what it looks like in a home when when the child is being raised bilingual. So look, as you're writing your rough draft this week, look for the stories that are going to bring your topic alive and help your reader to care about the topic. What are the things, what are the stories we should hear about, what it's like to be in a bilingual home, or what it's like to be, or a woman, maybe if you're writing about how for some women, hijab is a choice. Tell the story of what those women, how those women came to feel like a hijab was something that they wanted to wear. Or if you're writing about code switching and African Americans, or the way that racism can sometimes be expressed in how we, sort of place beauty ideals that may be inappropriate for African Americans on them. So to suggest or imply that straight hair is somehow more preferable to non-straight hair. If you're writing about how that has come up for Michelle Obama or for Faith Finity or for any number of people, tell the stories of what messages they got or what their experiences were that make that situation real for us and get us to care about it. So if you have any trouble with it, you should plan to include somewhere between 3 and 6 little stories in your research paper somewhere. You can use one as a hook. You can start off your introduction with a story to grab the reader's attention and get them to care about the topic. But you might also intersperse some stories throughout. That's going to make your essay more entertaining for you to write and for us to read. Let me know if you have any questions.